just say I only get 100 views. Only one of those 100 people are actually going to act on what I have to say. But you can get motivated as hell.
What is up, guys? It is Alexander Bunkley coming at you again with another video, another day in a row, on my day off, on my Sunday. So I've had a few people ask me, what are you gonna do with your $1,000? Or what should I do if I have $1,000 to invest? I'm driving again, guys, I'm sorry. I'm running, I'm gonna stay busy, I'm gonna stay constant with this. So in order for me to be able to make videos, sometimes I'm gonna have to be driving. So what to do with your $1,000? Considering the fact, let me put this bad boy on. So considering the fact that you would have a security fund already, you already have a property, so you've already bought a house and you're not paying someone else's retirement. Considering that those two factors are in play like they are for me, what I would do with my money is invest $1,000 into dividend yielding stocks. Now, I talked about that earlier in these videos, but now I'm gonna break it down more on the whiteboard. All right, guys, so I just dropped off some more shirts that I sold. So I got some time to sit down and explain this real quick. Dividend yielding stocks. I had a buddy, we're driving out to the lake. We're going to Lake Minnegoshi, which is about 2 hours from here. I gave him basically like a homework assignment to do on the trip. And with this problem, he had to look up a stock that he really enjoyed, like a stock that he used. So for me, for my example, for my 5, I told him to look up 5. My example that I'd pick is Apple, because I have an iPhone. AT&T, because it's my cell provider, so I use both of them every day, right? Toyota, because I own a Toyota. Allegiant, because I have to use Allegiant to fly home for super cheap, and I do it quite often, so why not? They pay good, all these companies pay good dividends. And I'm going to break down that dividend even more, guys. I'm going to show you pretty much what you'd get paid out on $1,000. So the best way I can explain this, say $1,000 is way too much for you to invest. I like using 10s and 5s. Like, it's easy to do math in my head. So like, say you only have $10. There's companies that pay high dividends that you can buy for less than $10, and you get cents. You would get cents on the dollar. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, you're not gonna get a high return because you only have $10 to invest, but you would be in a better situation than just having $10 in your bank account. Let's all brain dump this saving money and put it in a bank account idea. Let's take that and just throw it out in the fucking trash. I'm sorry. Unless it is one of the high yielding banks that pay 2% online. There's tons of banks right now. For example, I'm going to mention one. It's called Wealthfront. You start the app online, you build your bank account, say you start it with $100, right? You're better off having that $100 in Wealthfront than having that $100 in your Wells Fargo, your Chase, all these major corporation banks, all these major banks that only pay you a 0.15 or a 0.25. Wealthfront will actually give you over 2%.
But wait, most banks only pay out a 0.15. It makes sense to me that I would keep my money in a bank or keep it under my mattress and not invest it, because I would get a 0.15% return.
And this is my buddy's assignment that I gave him in the car to do. Take $1,000, find out how many shares you can buy of a company. If you need to round up $20 to $50 or round down $20 to $50 to make a whole share that you bought, then that's fine. But you take 5 to 10 companies, which for him, 5 was pretty hard for him to do. So I just had him do 5. Apple was the example. Got the high, which is the highest that company has been that year, and the low, which is the lowest the company has been. And these are major factors to buying. Like, you do not want to buy into most companies when they are at their peak, because they have reached their peak, or at least they have reached their peak for around the next 10 years. So you don't want to buy at companies' peaks. Now, there are situations like Shopify. Like, Shopify is going ham. And if you don't know what Shopify is, just give it a Google. It is insane how much that company is going hard. And if you live under a rock, I will talk about Shopify and what it does, drop shipping, in another video, because I have a feeling that most people still don't understand what drop shipping is. And that kind of blows my mind that it's 2019 and you don't understand what drop shipping is. Like, as if I feel like I go out in public and I live under a rock because I don't know what people are talking about, but people still don't understand what drop shipping is. Anyways, this is my buddy's assignment. He chose Nike and Bud, from what I can see, because he drinks a lot of Bud Light. So Nike actually has a way better dividend yield than a traditional bank, that 1.06. So when you look up a stock, the H, now you know the H is the highest it's been for the year, and the L is the lowest it's been for the year. So it's going to say 52H or 52L, which means highest it's been in 52 or lowest it's been in 52, which is a year. So now you understand the very, very basics of stock investing.
All right, so I broke down Apple on the examples. This is what it's sitting at current day. Saturday and Sunday, the market's closed. So right now, Apple's at 206.45. You take $1,000, that's not going to buy you 5 full shares. I like buying full shares. You can buy lesser shares on apps such as Robinhood. Here's the high. The 52-week high is $233.47. So you want to assume that within the next 10 years, it will reach that high again. Your dividend's 1.54, which is going to turn you about $15 a year, to total $1,182.35. In the beginning of this video, I said I was going to list 5 stocks, and I saved the best for last. Here's my 5th stock.
This is Vanguard high yield dividend stock. This is an index fund. So the best way I can explain this is basically like a real estate trust. So it's a very, very safe investment. You're not going to have very much volatility, but you're going to have a good dividend yield that you can pretty much predict and assume that you're going to get about a 3% return every year. It's about $30 a year for $1,000. And you just let this roll over. So you have 2 options with these dividends. You can roll them over and buy more shares, so you can keep on buying more shares with the dividend payouts. Or you can take them out. Say you get to the point where you've built up $10,000 into each company or a few companies that pay good dividends. You can start using that money for family vacations and some crazy things. You can really do anything with that money that you want. And most people, they'll plan the trips. They'll buy the luxuries first. Now, had they just bought these dividends, bought these assets that return you money, instead of buying your luxuries first, like the poor do, the rich buy their luxuries last. So get in the mindset of starting to buy assets first instead of buying luxuries. So guys, this is breaking into my 10-year plan a little bit. My 10-year plan has to do with my TSP, my real estate investment portfolio, so buying houses, renting them out for cash flow, and dividend yielding stock is my base. It's my seeds that I'm planting. Every time I get $1,000, my goal is to buy as much dividend yielding stocks as I can to keep on building a really solid base level to my finances and planting the seed to my financial future. If you have any more questions on dividends, shoot me a comment. Let me know. I'm here to answer all your questions. Thank you guys. You have been great. To go over what I talked about in this video, I essentially talked about buying dividend yielding stocks and being able to use these dividends to go on vacations, retire, live your life without worrying about all of these. You could put your kids through college. You could pay for your family's retirement. You could pay for your mom and dad's retirement. You could put your parents in a nice home with someone to take care of them with dividends. There's tons of things you can do. You could plan family trips. You could go eat pizza. You could go on riverboat camping trips. You can go kayaking. You can go skydiving. You can go snorkeling. You can go swim with the dolphins. You can go look at sharks on the reef. Again, guys, thank you for watching. I really, really enjoy doing this. It's a very, very new, passionate hobby of mine. Like, I think this is awesome. I've had tons of people reaching out to me. I've had tons of people ready to get on and help me or allow me to help them change their lives, because I have this knowledge. Like, I have very, very vast amount of knowledge in this. It's not like I'm not just some that is like, man, I want to thrift. I want to buy people's junk and sell it. And to conclude, hit that like button, hit the bell, follow your boy on this journey to financial freedom. Alexander Bunkley.